Are you Mandalorian?
I'm a simple man making his way through the galaxy, like my father before me.
3 Men and a Baby Yoda podcast. Matthew, Dylan, Callan.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 30 of the 3 Men and a Baby Yoda podcast. I'm Matthew Mole, your host, and joining me tonight are my two co-pilots, Callan Gardner and Dylan Chikalis. Callan, how are you, mate?
I am good. I'm back at it. I'm in Sydney at the COVID bug, and but I'm charging. Been pumped, ready for this ep.
Episode 2, Attack of the Roans for you.
Pretty much, and nailed it in a few days. So no, everything's all good. It's all ready to get Star Wars heavy into the new year.
Tested positive or negative now?
Negative. Yeah.
Excellent.
Four tests. Fourth one negative.
And ready to go negative or positive on this episode tonight.
We will see.
All right. And Dylan, mate, how are you? Healthy and happy?
Good, man. Yeah, perfectly healthy, feeling 100%. I'm very happy, enjoying my break. Had some interesting acquisitions. Enjoying Star Wars. We're back in, 'tis the season, and yeah, feeling good. How are you doing?
Live action has begun. I'm good, man. I'm good. I had a busy New Year's and Christmas period. I've got some sound deadening on the walls here. Not all the walls, but some of it. So the pod will only be 70% better, but room for improvement.
So no text from your wife to tell you to shut up.
No, well, there's enough to keep me out of trouble, I think. So I think we'll be in good stead tonight. But joining me tonight, our good friend from Terrigal, the king of the sandcrawler, the original Kenner extraordinaire, and probably the best Star Wars tattoo in the Southern Hemisphere, our good friend, Adam St John Foti. How are you, bud?
Very well. Thank you very much for the esteemed introduction. It's good. It's good. I just don't want to kind of talk about COVID. It's just
exhausting.
Every single second.
Try bloody getting it. No. It's hard not to. It's hard not to when you bloody get it.
My mum got it yesterday. Yeah. So it's like I kind of want to avoid it, so I've got it.
Lucky we got Star Wars to crack into and keep
God.
us busy. It should be a busy Star Wars year as well.
Now, Adam,
it should be.
I'm going to set the scene here, and like on Disney Plus, they have that sort of audio description for the hearing impaired. You've actually gone out of your way to sort of put a nice little setup behind you, haven't you? This is not your standard setup. This is for our benefit, I believe.
Well, this is the last.
The Last Jedi.
Well, no, I have to remove it all quickly. So this is kind of the last before the wife says, "That's it. Like the room is gone."
Yep.
That's it. So essentially, I just have to remove it.
I see. Is that an 8?
It is a backdrop.
Is that an 8D8 droid there? Is that from the episode?
Yeah. Yes. Well, this is the exciting thing about the book. Because I bought that, I don't know, 6 years ago for $300, and who would have thought
he's back?
That AD8 would be back in any sort of form. I always liked him. He was in the playset on the picture of the playset of the Droid Factory. So I liked him. It's a good 10 seconds of screen time. But who didn't know he's back? He's back.
That's the droid that was talking at the front, introducing everyone.
Yeah, he was.
It's like he's the main dude. Yeah. He's the main dude. I like obscure droids, but yeah, I was really pleased that he was even in it.
Well, I mean,
you did mention that last time.
In Return of the Jedi, he was the torture droid. He was sort of like, no.
He was in that droid factory. Yeah. He was just sitting there kind of burning droids.
Torturing droids. Units. So,
torturing. Yeah, it was cruel.
Jesus. There's an insect in
Huntsman.
Not a huntsman, just a pretty standard.
A moth.
You guys keep talking. I'm gonna kill this.
There was actually a few droids in the whole episode. I'm sure you're going to get to them, Adam. You probably know that the droid. I know we're going to get into it. That was serving the drinks though. That was a little throwback there.
Oh no! That was just out of order.
Okay.
He's like he's fucking Tom Cruise at a cocktail. He's sitting there with a couple of things. There was flowers on it.
Didn't see the flowers. I thought that would
There
wind
was
you up.
flowers, and it's like, come on, guys.
But it was a little bit of a R2D2 serving drinks little vibe. I think.
I don't know.
I would have liked. I would have liked him to take it with a straw in it or something. Would have been funny.
I think there's a certain. I don't know if it's the art directors or whoever's responsible for the animatronics and making things with CGI as always, whatever it is now, is just go and do some droids. And those doggy droids as well. The kind of dog ones, kind of walking along like dogs.
Oh, the ones that look like they're from Boston Scientific. The ones from Boston
they're Boston
Scientific.
Dynamics. They're Boston Dynamics robots that they've customised. That's fucking hilarious. That is so funny.
Yeah. Not interested.
They were out of place. They were out of place.
But they Matt, if you're just tuning back
in, not for me.
We're just talking about those Boston Dynamics robots. Did you see the dogs walking through the scene?
What were they?
So they're actually
stupid.
Robots
that's what they were.
You can buy from the company Boston Dynamics in the States. I believe it's in the States. But they're like a highly intelligent four-legged dog thing that you can control, and it's basically like in its prototype stages, I think. But all they did is they legit exist. But all they did was slap a few plates.
Some sort of weird sponsorship.
Yeah, all they did was slap a few plates on them, and they pretty much look exactly the same. So.
The US Army has them to carry weight in the field and shit.
Well, they don't belong in the fucking thing.
Yeah, that was funny.
I saw them, but I didn't really pick up on that. But all right, let's get on track.
Okay, so I've still got 10 seconds in. Star Wars logo was 2 gold and 2 yellow.
Not a fan?
Compared to normal. No.
I didn't see it. Didn't notice that.
So that's 0.1 seconds. Too goldy, too weird. Not a fan.
Yeah,
Aren't they all a little bit different?
For an hour.
Aren't they all a little bit different?
That's the Disney Plus sort of style.
No, it has to be that bland. I've got a marketing company. I know my stuff. It has to be that yellow. Why make it all shiny? No need. I'll leave it there.
Well, we're off to a good start. But yeah, look, I mean, Steele's not a fan. He hates the helmets. He hates the font. But you can just press skip intro and you just get straight into it. So
you have to watch it.
Just press the button. Press the button.
I'm
It's
gonna
not
look for
that
that
bad.
next time, Adam. I didn't see it, but it'll probably piss me off now that I watch it again.
Yeah.
You'll be appalled when you watch it in detail.
Now your glass, it's been shattered now. Next time you see it, you'll just be like, ugh. Just move on. It's not that bad.
Well, if you go to the movies, they do it good. It's like Marvel, and this is the whole thing which they're trying to do, obviously. But the Marvel, you get intros for good 3 minutes, 4 minutes, again and again. And the new Star Wars the same, with the mask and the stuff. It's constant.
All right.
It's like, well done, you've owned it.
So we'll just start off with the episode. Just give us your. We're going to go into detail, but why don't you just give us an overall thoughts on how what were your excitement levels before coming into this, Adam, and how did it hit you overall? Just
really excited. Thought it was great. I am a bit of a traditionalist, so there were some things that bothered me, and some of the fan service yet again, not kind of not necessary, but I yearned for it. But yeah, it's great. It did give me the buzz of the Mandalorian. That first episode was, I guess, it was that kind of different way they're kind of going, and the whole genre, the whole kind of Western genre, dark and twisted and cool. Like, it wasn't that kind of like wow. And there was some really stupid moments. And yeah, I'm a bit of a stickler. Like, there's stand people's face were too wrapped up. Why is it like a chief?
Well,
Tusken Raider.
I think
that wasn't even discussed. I mean, what's going on there?
we'll go into that.
I'm hard disagree. I'm way on the other fence here.
Well, Dylan's. I think that's the good thing about tonight. We're going to have a good chat about the episode. Dill, tell us. I think Dylan, if Danny DeVito walked out in a Darth Vader costume, he'd be like, "Oh, that's a 10 for me. That's a 10." Tell me how you.
I'm a bit more of, and I can appreciate where Adam's coming from. Obviously,
Disney
but I'm more of the lighthearted. Yeah, I'm more of the lighthearted Star Wars fan. Mate, I'm loving what I'm seeing on screen. I don't necessarily pay attention to as much detail as a logo or the colours of things. I'm purely here for the story, purely here for the characters, and that's about it. So for me, I really enjoyed the episode. Gave it a good couple watches, and I've got some good things to say. So we'll get into that a bit later.
Cal, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm probably in the middle. I lean a lot with some of this Adam stuff. I like some traditional shit to be aligned, and and I actually thought it was a really slow start, which made sense for what we're trying to do. But I don't know if it's just me, but I think Boba's new year, new me's, whatever. He's becoming a bit of a pussy. That's a vibe I got.
He did get beaten the shit out of a lot this episode. So
why has he got his helmet on?
Yeah, it just seems like he's. I don't know.
Isn't that the whole law that?
So wait, you're saying if he's been dragged through the desert and dehydrated for like days, that he's?
No, I'm not talking about flashbacks. I'm not talking about flashbacks, but I'm talking about his. It just. I'll be interested to see where it goes between how he actually becomes a badass that he's meant to be, because he was a bit of a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
So
he wasn't hard.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of Boba Fett is that you watched it when you were 11 and he was the cool guy with the helmet in Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And
he
everyone
also
liked him because he was hard as fuck.
He also fell into the Sarlacc and died. So
I've got issues with sand. I've got a whole note on sand.
Well, okay, Anakin, just hold your horses. Hold your horses, Anakin. We know it's coarse. We know it's coarse and rough and gets everywhere. But we'll get into that. But I'm a bit like Callan as well. I mean, Mando episode 1, season 1 had we had the whole hype around the new show, the big Grogu reveal, and that was epically mental. Season 2, same again. We waited a whole year for it, and then the episode was mental. You had Cobb Vanth, and then you had the crate drag, and then Boba Fett shows up at the end. Blows your mind whole. So, obviously, being a man who can't temper my expectations, I wanted that sort of fairy dust crazy moment. Didn't get it. And obviously, what we got was a little bit underwhelming by coming from that expectation. But I think, having a bit of time to chill, absorb, it's laying that if it's the Book of Boba Fett. This is the prologue episode. This is the sort of, all right, let's get all that boring shit out of, let's explain where he was, what he's been up to, at the end of the episode.
Tying loose ends. That's all it is.
He's a disgusting looking, scarred, Sarlacc acid, gross man who needs Bacta every night. Okay, he's a little bit not as good as he was. I mean, he took out a couple of stormtroopers in the Mando. That was pretty awesome. But he's under a bit of duress now. And, I walked to the shops today and fuck, it was hot. And I felt like my wife took the car and I had to go to the chemist, and it's only about 2 Ks. And I was walking through that. I felt like Boba Fett. I was left for dead. And I'm tired. I mean, look how tanned I am. But anyway, we'll go into it. I mean, it was a good start, other than the logo. That Camino flashback, Geonosis. I mean,
it's hard to judge one episode, but that's what we're doing.
You take the good moments, the moments that gave you that fairy dust and those chills, and then we'll go, okay.
I didn't get many. That's the thing. It was a lower rate of I'm 12 again moments.
Definitely. I think, and that's the thing. It was because we were going in after a year's worth of hype. We were expecting lots of big things, and we only got a few, but we're going to be here every Wednesday watching it. We know we are. We're not going to, oh, maybe I'll watch it. We're definitely going to watch it, and it's going to deliver. I think
there's that level of fan service we've discussed before, but the Mandalorian just went, there you go, here's a Yoda you don't know about. Boom.
Boom.
Yeah.
But
there you go. See how deep with that? It's like, fucking hell.
And then there was like...
And they haven't done that. They've just got, he's Boba Fett, going cool. But now he's in some water that we don't really know about. Why is he in water? Presumably he needs the water to live, or I don't know, not explained.
No, they did explain that.
There wasn't dialogue. There wasn't dialogue for 13 minutes.
He said, take me back to the Bacta pod. That's the healing pod from Empire Strikes Back that Luke took after the Wampa. He said Bacta.
I know what it is, but it wasn't explained.
He said,
all things for new fans. There was nothing.
Well, it's also his memory pod. Like, I thought it was clever that he's obviously healing because he's, he looked great now and he looked disgusting at the end of the Sarlacc. Yeah. So that's his sort of plastic surgery, healing tank. Maybe, and that's the thing, maybe he's a little reliant on that as well because, he's just been near death and he's probably a bit of a pussy, but also relying on this Bacta pod because he's been under duress. But I liked...
That seems to be the narrative that he needs it every few hours.
Yeah.
So... We start on Camino. Love that. That was pretty sick. And
that was cool.
Geonosis, they used a bit of the Daniel Logan, but then you could tell it was a new actor. I liked how they sort of, for the people who haven't watched Star Wars as often as well, it sort of gives them, better look into that moment and then go back as well. And then
that was cool.
That was really cool. And then
the imagery with the helmet was good too. With Boba's reflection in the visor, that was also in Jango's visor. Was nice.
They definitely changed. They changed it, and
because I think that whole scene. What was the big lizard that Jango killed right before he died? Not lizard, the rhino thing.
Yeah, that was off the
Mudhorn. Mudhorn. The Mudhorn wasn't in the scene.
There was different bodies around that looked different.
Yeah, they had different battle droids and everything around, but they sort of just recreated the scene. They're giving him that flashback. And then, Adam, you were playing with Boba Fett toys when you were a kid. This is the question that's, wanted to be answered for the last 40 years. How did the Sarlacc scene hit you?
Well, I was pretty gutted because he just died in a really, really shite way. I had something that kind of just turned around. This is what I had. I thought Boba Fett was really, really hard. It's kind of
most dangerous bounty hunter in the galaxy, and
just kind of turned around and kind of scraped him, and he went down.
So how did this Sarlacc?
This Sarlacc, we all waited for. There was a fan film a few years ago that kind of tried to recreate it of him walking out and Slave One was there, and it was all fantastic. We all wanted that moment when he kind of comes out of the pit. And they did it, and it was nice, and it was cool. It was cool. I think my sand issue was it's dry sand, and then I was looking at the wet sand, and then it makes sense because it's quite gooey down the pit. So I guess he had some wet sand on him.
But it wasn't just...
That's note number 14.
But it wasn't goo as well. That's Sarlacc acid, where you sort of slowly digest over 1,000 years.
Over 1,000
years.
Like, that's the thing. They said in his belly you will find a new, new way of pain, a new level of pain as you are slowly digested over thousands of years. So it's...
But if you're a little bit hard with armor and a gun, you can get out in about a couple of minutes, 5 minutes.
Well, it's interesting because that stormtrooper, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that doesn't look like it's a stormtrooper from that original scene. It must be... So the stormtroopers that were patrolling for R2 and C-3PO? Could that possibly be one of the same troopers that fell into that pit?
Well...
Have they got the silly orange shoulders on?
No,
do they have that on their right shoulder or left?
There were no stormtroopers in the original scene, Dylan. It was that's
what I'm saying. So are they?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, move on.
They're from somewhere. They must be from somewhere. I think
they're just someone who got tossed into the Sarlacc. So Tusken's going to fall. I don't know. I don't think we're going to get a backstory on that trooper in the thing, but And that's the thing.
Someone will write a book at one point.
So I'm sure that's going to
be. Did we notice the heartbeat of the Sarlacc and the screech from the original film?
No, I missed that.
Yeah, so if you pay attention, you can actually hear the Sarlacc's heartbeat. It's like boom, boom,
Jesus.
boom, and then in between, it's got its squeal that it does in the original film, which is pretty cool.
You know what's funny?
I think that's what John Favreau does, is that kind of constant fan service, but kind of you don't know, you can just kind of
you gotta look for it. You gotta look for it sometimes.
Themes, bit of audio and stuff like that. It's quite clever.
But I mean, you know what's funny? Like someone's like, oh, this is retconned the Sarlacc from special edition because it didn't have his little squid tentacles. It had like had a face piece in the special edition. The beak, that's it. Whereas, but the Sarlacc died when the Jabba sail barge sort of exploded and all the pieces went in there. So,
but they added the detail with the tendril that's hanging that Han Solo shot to save
Lando.
It's Luke, right? Lando. Sorry, Lando. That's a nice detail that they added there. Like, it's something if you're looking for it, you'll see it.
What about you, Cal?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. That was one of I thought it was pretty well done. It was a bit full on. His hand comes out like that was just like
zombie-esque.
Yeah, but like him, I would have like how he actually got out by the hand. How he got out was very I thought was all pretty cool.
It's just very symbolic, he's a man raised from the dead. Like, this is a man that should have died, or that we've thought had died for dozens of years, and now he's back.
Jesus,
with the dead. Yeah, I agree. I think that was a good moment. And what else would you do?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, I mean, everyone knew it was coming.
I definitely didn't think a flamethrower to the Sarlaccs, in a stomach wall or whatever it is, was going to be the way he gets out. But, I was pleasantly surprised.
What did you think it was going to do? I mean, it's not like he can throw a thermal detonator, it explodes, and he just flies out the top. Like,
yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, I actually hadn't thought of how he was going to do it, so I didn't really have any expectation, bar we were going to see it.
Because, I mean...
So I guess I wasn't disappointed.
Mando sort of used his giant rifles, electric taser to sort of upset remember the crate dragon when he went in? And then he electrocuted him and then flew out and then... So, no, I thought it was done well. It was just really dark. I had to actually turn my lights off and turn the brightness up a bit on that scene. Like, I mean, it is the belly of the Sarlacc, so it's meant to be dark. So, but it was really fucking dark, and I was like, oh, what's going on here?
It's not like Solo. You could actually watch it.
Solo.
I couldn't even see Solo.
Solo was dark.
I'm going blind as I go older, but I couldn't see it. I literally went, I can't see it. I forgot my glasses.
That was definitely a dark.
It was yellow.
Dark film. But then we sort of we get to the back to tank, and obviously that wasn't 100% clear for you, Adam. But I mean, maybe if he had the nappy on, it might have that would have been original trilogy. If he had the nappy on, that might clear things up. But it's his back to tank. And I think it's clever that he's healing, and then he's like having memories and stuff. So it's a good way that they can
link everything out,
explain it to the audience what's happening, and rather than going, okay,
what you're saying there, Matt, is half on the track, right? He's healing physically, but he's got these emotional turmoils and damages done to him. So he might be recovering physically, or not as badass as we would hope, but he's still got these mental PTSD stories that keep happening in these dreams, as he's saying.
Let's be honest, Dill. I don't think this is the most mentally together person. He's seen his dad's head chopped off when he's 5 years old. He was a bounty hunter from 0 to 5, and then he was if you watch Clone Wars, he was an absolute menace, running a bounty hunter, killing people.
Looking for mace.
Let's I don't think he's the most stable person, and you can see that when he fights people. Those eyes are fucking scary. So
I think They just wanted to display that he had weakness, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just a man, right?
Yeah. But that's what's really cool about him is that he's got no weakness and he's really hard.
I think it's going to get there.
I
think it'll get there. I reckon, Adam, they've got to build to it or something in this season. They have to. You can't be a pussy the whole
But that's the whole thing, yeah. I'm just really, really hard.
Yeah. He just starts walking
They're going down this kind of Avengers route.
People all this shit and kicking the shit out of people.
Like, no one can beat me up.
That's what that's where he needs
really
to, that's where he needs to get to, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like he's fallible at the moment, and that's the thing. I mean, he was reborn. I mean, that's the thing. Like, he was reborn again in Mando when he took on all those stormtroopers. Got everyone excited. Yeah, he's looking trim. He's
CGI.
Was that CGI? You reckon? Or is that
no? It's not CGI. No,
he must be getting on.
He's 61.
He's fucking 60.
That body looks like it was 25. Like, was that his body? You reckon?
I don't know.
Someone's fucked around with it.
No.
Oh God, Dylan, are you that naive? You just, Bobby, you're so fit and your rig is so strong.
So you're telling me you've never seen a decent in shape 60-year-old?
I'll do some Googling after this episode.
I'll show you some examples later.
Yeah.
Oh God, don't send us pictures of old men with rigs.
That's like Google.
Anime porn rigs or something. All right.
When my son was born, completely off track, I went down to the because he was in emergency at that point, and in his notes it said abnormality and it said short penis. So then I went to the midwife. I went, what do you mean short penis? They went, oh, someone did it downstairs. I went upstairs to the other midwife. They went, I've never heard anything like it, short penis. Then I had to Google short penis. And yeah, I Googled it for several days.
Did they just troll you or something?
Is it a troll?
No, some nurse downstairs said short penis. And I said he's just born. Like, then I started googling large baby penis.
Yeah. Jesus
so
Christ.
we went down the right rabbit hole. Anyway, back to Star Wars.
The cops would be up your door the next day.
I just typed that into the Google. I wish I could clear my search now.
No, you have to.
I will. My wife will be like, what's this? Anyway, so, you know, the show gets going. We sort of get our little fan servicey tributes, get the story we wanted, and then, you know, it does get going with tributes, and, you know, good old Fennec Shan comes, and, you know, Boba tells her about his dreams.
I like her. She's a bad bitch, eh? She's going to be good in this. Like, I just got that vibe that that's what I'm like, kill that motherfucker. I was like, why did they not kill him?
Yeah. Do you feel like a good cop? Do you feel like a good cop, bad cop situation between them? Because it's almost like Boba's, as he's saying, trying to rule with respect, but, you know, you got Fennec of that Jawas style of let's just kill everyone, like, that comes across me. And
yeah, I feel like she's trying to, like, treat him like a boss and do all this shit.
It's the Machiavelli approach.
I don't know what that means.
You either rule with respect or you rule with fear. So, you know, you got Fennec Shan ruling or helping Boba rule with fear, and then you've got the respect side of.
I honestly reckon he's gonna there'll be an episode and he goes, "I'm done ruling with the respect. We're going back to fear," and he just starts capping everyone. I think that's gonna come.
I think so. I think you're right there. I think it's like, I'm gonna rule with respect, and she's like, sure, let's just kill this guy.
Who wanted that Twilight guy? The Twilight just to be absolutely.
Yeah,
I was just like, that would have been so good. It would have.
Yeah. That guy was a twat.
Two interesting details I thought about here. Did anyone notice that he's walked off of the Rancor pit before he talked back to Boba and Fennec about the second, the second contact they might receive?
He was on the road, on the far side of it. He didn't step on.
Oh, he waited till he goes.
Yeah, you're right, mate.
Oh, yeah, see, he moved to the road and goes, don't be surprised if you get a second delegation or something.
Correct. So he said that as he walked off the pit. So my thought process is, okay, so if Bib Fortuna was here before, in Bad Batch, what was the baby Rancors? What is it?
Moochie.
Yeah, Moochie. Is it possible that
I
Moochie
only
might be
watched
down
that.
there?
There was a fucking baby rancor called Moochie
There was.
Yeah, well,
that exists in this world.
he at this time he could be a full-fledged Rancor. We don't know. So we might have another one, guys.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Okay.
I did think there has to be something down there. Yeah.
We'll see.
Who's that Mortal Kombat?
Goro.
Kind of essentially
Save that for. We'll
Goro
get to that later.
retard that was sitting there.
The Sand Kraken, Tatooine's newest animal, from the addition to the flora and fauna of Tatooine.
That was a disgrace.
All right, let's just move past that. We'll say that. We'll get into that, Adam. Don't spoil the shit that you hate until.
Okay, all right.
So, exactly. So, I mean, if anything, Jawas are the biggest fuckwits on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
They're a bunch of cunts.
They're cunts.
Yeah.
Even the vinyl caped ones.
I like in England. They all come from Liverpool, right? They just nick shit, and I like Jawas. They steal things. That's what they do. They just nick stuff.
From the
But here, even the eyes are all off. They'll do. It's the same as the Tusken Raiders. Some people, fuck it. I don't care what you call them. It's the same. Here, they had like a hierarchy suddenly, and they were a bit like intelligent, and there was a boss with a different fucking outfit, and everyone. It's like, no, they were just meant to be stupid and kind of scavenger dudes. And now we had these guys, bosses.
But
they all look the same. They all look the same.
Yeah.
There was no hierarchy. They weren't like a tribe with a boss or anything like that. But now we got a whole
So are you asking for the same storytelling for Star Wars forever and not fleshing anything out?
I'm merely commented on it. Yeah. I'm not saying I like it or not like it.
I actually liked it.
Just
I thought
anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there. But
I've got some thoughts on the changes. I mean, the Tuskens have had a major facelift and change of personality. They've been rewritten in the current Disney era because, I mean, they were sort of, like Native Americans in the original. They were just savages and sort of just killing anything for anyone. And now they're sort of, they've been working with the Tatooine people, and like there's a theory, and we're just going off base here, but there's a reason why they think these Tusken Raiders are different. And they might be the Tusken Raiders that worship Darth Vader. Because after Anakin took out that whole Tusken Raider village, that story went around Tatooine. And then there's this sort of group of Tuskens that became obsessed with Darth Vader. And then there's a story in a comic or something where Darth Vader was just floating around Tatooine one day and decided to swing by and just kill some Tusken Raiders because he's having
flashbacks,
PTSD from his mum's death. So he just came down, killed some more, and the legend even grew even more. And these Tusken worshippers worship Vader. I don't think it's going to be that, but there's a reason why these Tuskens are different, and we'll find that out.
In the video games, they're in a couple of video games I've played, there's actually different types, which is massive throwbacks. But like, they're normal, like down the base level, you would never see them. But then there'd be a couple of big boys. Do you know what I mean? Which I really liked it. I really enjoyed it.
But I mean, in the original trilogy, you wouldn't know if there was. I don't think every Tusken was the same. There was some variations in leaders of the pack. What are you basing your anthropological studies on there, Adam? Are you on mute?
I think Adam's got a couple of hearing issues.
He's having some tech issues.
Yeah.
I think his AirPods might have run out of battery, so we'll we'll mosey on. But it was good to see that Aqualish.
I think. Are we talking about the Tuskens now, or are we?
Let's just go back to. I mean that the Trandoshan. Did you pick up on what he brought into the room when he?
So what kind of pelt was that? Is that the pelt that Boba wears in?
No.
That he wears at some point? No.
So
Wookiee.
That was a Wookiee pelt. Very good, Cal.
It was a Wookiee. Okay, it was.
Looked Wookiee-esque anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what else it could be. I was possibly Bantha, but I don't know.
No, it was 100% Wookiee pelt. And basically, the Trandoshans and Wookiees are on it. You know, Trandoshans hunt Wookiees for sport.
Yeah.
And so that's probably like it's the sort of highest gift it could give as a tribute.
Interesting.
Sorry for that.
Alrighty, so we're moving on into the sanctuary. We see our blue friend. Adam, I'm sure this is one of the finer moments in the episode for you.
Yeah, nice touch.
Little Star Wars fairy dust for you.
Yeah, it was nice.
Come on, don't play it down. It was a big moment.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty sweet. That was Cantina 101 right there.
Keyboard was a bit off, but yeah, not really good play.
But did you notice? Now I want to know who's the Biff that he's playing with? Is that Figrin Dan?
I have no idea.
Sorry,
on my notes.
I think
I was so focused on the little blue fella. I must have missed that one.
Did you miss the drummer droid?
No, I saw that, but they choose to ignore it. they must sit there in the fucking back room just going, "Oh, just make shit up." Or they give it to the junior bloke going, "Do whatever you want. It's Star Wars." And they go, "Wow," and just make shit droids. They do this appalling droids. Or name me a good modern droid.
I'm going to start searching for him the rest of this season. BB-8's a good droid.
Awesome.
I'll give you BB-8. He's all right.
What about Chopper?
You don't like Chopper? Oh, Adam.
Adam's fucking 90. Adam only.
I've got a dog tattoo for fuck's sake. I like old school droids.
Yeah.
I want droids made of dustbins and shit.
You want midgets driving the droids.
Yes, yeah. If that was still legal, I'd prefer that.
Is that not legal anymore?
I think we'd have a bit of a tough time now. Surely.
Not with Disney own it.
We need 20 dwarfs.
Yeah.
Oh
dear.
I don't think so. I mean, it's all CGI now, isn't it? You just don't get that thing.
What was that? The main Twi'lek's name?
Garsa Whip.
She's smoking. Jesus, I'd date a Twi'lek. Not bad.
So she's from Flashdance. The star of Flashdance.
How old is she? Isn't she?
Did someone say she's old as shit?
She's Flashdance.
Yeah, she was the star of Flashdance. The welder. That's an original movie.
Cal, going for cougars, mate.
Yeah.
I had some good moments to that movie when I was younger. It's an enjoyable time.
She was a good looking bird. So she's she
runs a joint.
Runs the joint, paid off Boba. Do you think it was her that sent the dudes, or is that the mayor's work, do you think?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm on the fence with it. Could be either of them, right? I think we haven't seen enough. Yeah, but what's to say she's not? Yeah, but what's to say she doesn't respect Boba stepping in after Jabba?
Yeah, but Cantinas are a neutral. They play every side. Cantina, like in the games and all the shit. Like it's always a neutral place. But that I'm interested to see when we get to the mayor who that motherfucker is.
So you don't think any of the text that she said to him, about it's his place now?
Oh, there
wasn't any condescending tones or.
No, but I reckon she'll play both sides. I reckon it'll be like both sides type thing.
Now, we get out of there and there's a bit of a fight scene. Well, what do you think of the whole ninjas shield sort of arrangement, Cal?
I liked the shields. I didn't like how they fought that much, but I liked you don't see many, like, new Star Wars tech is always cool. Like, that sort of shit.
New? It looks like the shields were...
The Magna Guards, the old school.
The Gungans.
Fucking dreadful.
It looked
Gungans?
like the shields.
Nah, they weren't.
No.
They-
It
they-
looked like the shields where Darth Maul and Obi-Wan fought and Qui-Gon.
But it's still Star
But
Warsy though.
Magna Guards had them with the staff.
Yeah, but
That's
the
when
actual,
they, like-
actual red ray looks very
Yeah.
They look like the riot police.
They're sick. I like them. I thought, but I think how they fought was a little bit. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I liked that big kick, that jump kick that Fennec did. But I was like, didn't fuck all, but it was cool. But
Not bad for another 50.
What about fucking
Just to
firing
show
a
a
rocket
scene.
point blank range? Like, what
was
did he
sick.
think was going to happen?
yeah, so that was cool. He was like, that's the fucking
No,
shit I wanted to see. Like, fuck
he's
this
talking
guy.
about
Bang.
He's
No,
talking
no,
about the
no,
rocket
no.
that went into the shield
Yeah.
that backfired
very
into them.
first
As
Oh,
sort
yeah,
of,
that was that's where it's like he's a pussy. He's doing dumb shit. But then when he's like, I've had enough of this shit.
well, he
shot
was
that
testing the
fucker on
shield.
yeah.
My question is, why is his jetpack not working? What's going on there?
Yeah, but
I mean,
if
he's
He's only got he's only got one for a fucking start. He's never got a spare on him, has he?
I know, but
I mean,
couldn't he
so
just like?
Arsenal is, you know, he's got one shot. He's got one shot, one opportunity.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm not
Then
saying
what?
I'm not saying he should use his rocket and his jet. I'm talking why does he just fly away?
Yeah.
I mean, he would be ditching Fennec.
There must be limited fuel. I mean,
Oh, the back,
it
yeah.
seems to be. It's not as hard as we thought. Then that should be the name of the episode. Boba's not as hard as we thought.
Yeah.
It's not as hard as we
He's
think.
actually not that hard.
It was definitely he got beat down. He got a beat down, and I
They're
was like,
subverting expectations, Adam, so that when he is extremely hard, I mean, he was pretty hard when he obliterated that guy with his arm rocket. That was pretty.
Are we not going to
He's
talk
not
about?
hard.
Are we not going
Is
to
that
talk
the
about how he
gratuitous
just grabbed?
violence you're looking for?
Are we not going to talk about how he just grabbed the fucking electric staff, spear, whatever they're doing? And
But
just,
that's just human hard. That's just human hard. It's not like machine hard. That's just straight up human hard.
So, Adam, my question for you though is all the hard stuff he did in 1980s, whatever, is all in your sandpit in your story. Like we never actually see him do
He
anything
wasn't that
super
hard back then.
He didn't do anything hard in The Empire Strikes Back. He just
Nothing.
but yeah, but that's the vibe. I think his vibe.
he was mysterious. He had no
Yeah.
backstory. So
We didn't know about his hardness.
Yeah.
I just think, to be honest, I haven't thought extensively about Boba Fett's hardness. But I always thought he was
Running
really,
around
really
with a
hard. And then
chrome
Mandalorian kind
shine.
of like, Mandalorian just kind of like cemented that, like, basically, we've got this armor, this is the backstory.
Well, he's the
boom,
best bounty
got a
hunter in the
helmet,
galaxy.
we're really, really hard.
Best bounty hunter in the galaxy. He's fucking hard.
He's not part of that. Like that Mandalorian story though that's like a sort of outlandish cult original viewing.
Yeah,
Like not everyone's like that. I
But
mean,
he's from that. Isn't that
He's-
the whole...
his dad's sort of he's from a original family.
Is
He's
this
not part of-
EU? You're doing EU again?
No, but Matt, hold on, Matt and Dylan. it's the Mandalorian helmet has significance of hardness, is what Adam's saying. It's not so. He's not. Doesn't matter if his fucker was a Mandalorian or not.
That's a good name for a band.
Yeah, it should be. You should have a bit of a hard ass shit. It was coming out. It just wasn't there yet, and I think it's going to come.
It's coming. It's coming. So we move into sort of what I feel is the weaker part of the episode. I mean, it was good to get the sort of
What, the parkour chase? Is that what you're going to say? The parkour chase, the weakest part of the episode.
Moving on.
Well, we're moving on. I mean, there was a bit of parkour. I liked how he's like keep him alive. We need one alive. We need someone to interrogate alive, and then she's only needs one, so she just kicks one off the balcony. That was cool. I mean, she's pretty hard. Fennec's hard. Is Fennec hard enough
Fennec's
for
a
you,
hard
Adam?
bitch.
No, Fennec's simply hard at this point.
She's getting you hard. Okay.
She is hard.
So that's good. But the Tusken backstory and the Sand Kraken or the weird Harryhausen monster that just
Do we want a standalone Tusken Raider movie? I mean, it could fucking
I would
happen.
watch that. I would fucking watch the
So
hell
would
out
I.
of that.
So would I. We'd watch anything. But
you'd
I mean,
buy the
really,
toys as well.
I'm a really big fan of of showing more detail, and I've said it a million times, but of something I've only seen pieces of, and we've made a lot up in our heads. But to see more of the structure in Tuskens, and I've played. I mentioned before a lot of the games that had it there. I liked seeing all that shit, seeing the babies, the kids, you know, all that sort of stuff was cool, and
Beating
a little bit
up
more
Boba.
detail. And
Well, it's easy to beat someone up when they're tied to a stick and
He
hasn't.
didn't really give a fuck, to be fair, because he was just looking straight past them at the chief. So, you know,
And why didn't the Tuskens give him a sort of right? Why are they just dragging him through the desert? That's pretty
he's
They're
prisoner.
scousers. They're scousers. They don't. Not bothered.
dirty Liverpool cunts. Yeah, I mean,
what was that? Fuck the what was
Yeah, I
that?
forget their name.
it's called like a Mission or something. I don't know. I need
They're
to-
cool.
There was
Come on, open up the Molopedia. Let's go. What are they called, man?
I don't know. I'm gonna look up Tusken Raiders dog.
Who's that
Just call them
dinosaur dude?
Sand
Who was that
Doggos.
dude?
What
Who was
Is that
that?
the guy you're talking about? The silly CGI dinosaur dog thing?
Yeah.
The dinosaur dog.
Sand Doggo.
It's called a massif.
Massive.
Massive letdown for
It's
How
another
hard is
one.
hard?
Someone made it up.
Yeah.
everything's
No. We've seen it. We've seen it in Mandalorian, and we've seen it in previous.
It
like
was
the
in
Tusken
Attack of the
Raiders.
Clones.
Yeah, correct.
And Adam,
They
Not
kind
to
of
burst
hang
your
around,
bubble.
always
Not to-
change.
not to burst your bubble, but all this shit is made up. So
Well,
none of this
got to
is
do
real.
this on air. That's massive.
All right.
So it's not
What
real.
about, what about the Rhodian? What's
You
your gripe with the
Slimo.
Rhodian?
Slimo. That's the only thing I made out of the dialogue. It's when he called
I
him
thought
Slimo.
he looked cool. He looked a lot like he was very legit Rhodian.
He had boots on though.
He was pussy. Rhodian's a pussy, so they, you know.
Not a fan, personally.
I don't know why he's there. I'm sure we're going to find out why he was there.
Yeah,
At some
be a
stage.
purpose, surely.
That'll be in the Tusken movie. Tusken and the Rhodian. Coming out December 2024.
That's a standalone the kids want to see. Tusken, an origin story.
A massive Rhodian, what is it? A Rhodian, a massive, and a Tusken Raider walk into a bar.
Only one hard bounty hunter comes out.
Netflix will buy it.
But I mean, it was good. I mean, you know, I like Tem's dialogue. I mean, he's sort of putting his little touch on things. You know, he's very big on his Kiwi accent, and I like that. You know, he put mate in Star Wars. I'm
That was
Adam,
cool.
Adam
Yeah.
hates that.
No. But, look, I remember watching Attack of the Clones in New Zealand. I was on a visa trip 17 years ago, and because they thought and they changed the voice. I was annoyed, obviously, about the voice change in the originals. And it was in Auckland, and they all stood up and went. And he was just like so cool, that kind of local actor. And now look at all this, like he's
Yeah, he's killing it.
He's
Like,
massive.
he's
Well,
like,
feelings,
he's never
mate.
going to get a gig like that again. He's not the best actor, let's be honest. This guy looks a bit moody.
he's doing pretty good. He's,
I think he's all right.
But he's all right. But I'm saying, like, he's not going to get the sort of
No, not
platform.
like an
It's
Academy
fantastic.
Award.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
Well, no one's winning the
It's
Academy
cool.
Awards in Disney Plus, but you know, it's more Star Wars. It's better than less Star Wars, that's for sure.
Yeah,
So-
and it's loyal, and I like the loyalty. You know, like no, keep him. That's good, consistent.
Yeah,
That's
I
the thing,
agree
I
with
mean,
that.
That's my gripe. Is like when they're not consistent.
Yeah,
But
Yes.
I heard some stories about Tem, and because he never really considered himself Boba Fett, because he wasn't Boba Fett, he was Jango Fett. But he's really big on the convention. He's actually pretty helpful with he's come back for a lot of the video games and the voices and stuff there, and now he's got this amazing platform, where he can basically be Captain Rex, he can be Commander Cody, he can there's more Star Wars being made at will, and he's going to be around for a lot of it. So
Shit, I didn't even actually put that together. He could be playing. Yeah, wow.
you
That
might
could
see
be cool.
You'll see he'll be Captain Rex, he could be Commander Cody
Wow.
and Kenobi.
But wasn't Rex? There's a theory that Rex is that bearded guy that looks like Santa with Return of the
Return of the
Jedi.
Jedi, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So, but all of those people are originally clones.
Yep.
But yeah, in Rebels, he gets old. He gets a white beard, and then he becomes that Santa Return of the Jedi. So,
are we going to skip over the whole sand monster thing? We've seen monsters in
God knows.
Mando enough. Like, I'd rather spend a bit of time talking about the Tuskens if we can.
Yeah,
but it's up to you guys.
Sand monster was my least favorite part. I mean, it looked strange.
Yeah.
It was, he killed it. It was a great way to finish off the episode, but it seems like that formula's been... Favreau needs... I'm sorry, mate, but, the formula has been done. I thank God there wasn't a small child that he adopted, because if that was where they were going with this, it'd just be another Bad Batch Mando. I was like, dude, seriously, like... So I am excited for the next bit. Let's talk... What did you like about the Tuskens, Dylan?
Well, okay. So my take on this whole new Tusken... appearance, how they I guess work, and like Adam said earlier, it's a hierarchy now. So you've got the younglings, where the youngling that Boba was with this episode had a very short and light stick, right? That it's almost like the ranking through the Tuskens is based on their staff that they wield, and to earn their staffs. In that scene where he grabs the staff from the youngling and says, what does he say? Like, hold it. Like, I'd like some water or something like that, right? It's almost that we can see, compared to where we see him in Mando with the gaffy stick, with the large gaffy stick, which one of the Tusken Raiders is wielding when she duels him, or I assume it's a she.
It's a she.
Yep, cool. So you can see now, you've now got a start where, okay, Boba's wielding, and he walks back to the camp with that stick. So you've now got the contrast and the juxtaposition where we've got a small staff Boba. You've got a small staff Boba who is going to transition through the rankings within the Tusken Raiders, maybe stay with them for a little bit, eventually go off world to find his armor again, where he's wielding a proper gaffy stick. Or, he stays on Tatooine because whatever. But I think, to me, that's important. Like, now we're actually seeing a bit of a backstory as to who the Tuskens are. They're not just a dumb race who just, yell for the sake of yelling and shoot everyone at the Boonta Eve. It's, they're a cool guy, They're cool. But
I think I'm looking forward to seeing more of them. I think it's depending on what role they play in this series, but it'll be definitely cool to see more of them.
What's the thing, what we saw Boba Fett in Mandalorian was 5 years after the Sarlacc. So obviously, you saw him pathetically dueling with this gaffy stick in this episode. I think he's going to spend a few years with the Tuskens, and they're not going to... I hope they don't spend more than one episode explaining it. It can be done in 10 minutes. Like, yes...
But what's to say the Tuskens don't hang around and work with Boba on Tatooine now?
Well, and that's the thing. They might be using it to unite...
Yeah, because if you look back at that scene where the youngling... Because my question for this episode was, what was the significance of the youngling leading the Rodian and Boba to the moisture farm, where they sprayed that insignia on the farmhouse, right? So is that gang the same gang that we see in Mandalorian?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Was that Adam, what race of alien? That wasn't a Nikto, was it? That was just sort of...
No, they're this guy.
We've seen them in Mandalorian, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, they might be the ones that
outside of
Grogu, but
the traditional stuff, I have no idea what race they are, but they're just scavenger sandy people, aren't they?
They obviously just
notice different kind of versions of their staff, like two things instead of one thing, and all that stuff.
But either way, like, was the goal there? Were they trying to take the water from the moisture farm themselves? Is it... Because immediately after that scene, they go and start digging in the sand for those little water seed pod things, right?
Yeah, I didn't get that.
Surely Disney aren't putting all their thought and writing processes in the kind of like moisture raping of Tatooine by Tusken Raiders.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
the most important thing on Tatooine is water. right? But to the Tuskens, to the people, to everyone. So, if water is the key to Tatooine, as well as the underworld that they have, if Boba works with these Tusken Raiders, builds and gets his story that he's this new warlord for the Tusken Raiders and all warlord of Tatooine, we could be seeing a unity between all these different clans of the Tusken Raiders. But I don't think we're going to go the part.
Jabba was a bit of a kind of dealer and reeler, wasn't he? With kind of minerals and waters and stuff. That was his kind of score, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, originally, the
huts were just kind of
the Lars Moisture Farm. They're always worried about sand people at night and turning the power off so that their farm was sort of invisible and keeping off the radar, so to speak. Because I mean, that's the thing. Moisture farmers, they farm water, but they're constantly being stolen from and pillaged because everyone's thirsty. So it'd be interesting to see where it goes. I mean, I remember, is that the thing in those little sand water it's
like a
balls
seed.
Like, remember how the Tusken offered it to Mando and Cobb Vanth, and Cobb Vanth's like, I don't want that. It stinks. That was shown in episode 1. But Adam, you saw a bit of an article or a theory about what those little balls things are on the gaffy sticks that did not please you at all.
Oh yeah. He was drinking the water. It was from the end of the gaffy, but it's a bit of.
I think they just open it with
speculation, I guess.
Just like. The gaffy stick has multiple uses.
They opened it with their hand when they were digging for them. What do you mean? Boba just punctured it with his thumb.
Yeah, but I think sometimes they just open it with the gaffy stick. The gaffy stick's got multiple uses. They clean the Bantha's teeth with the gaffy stick as well. So,
So I think it's going to get more exciting than it is at the moment.
Yeah, agreed.
Hopefully.
All right,
it's not kind of a mind blower at the moment. I don't think it's not kind of like a wow.
It's not yet.
There's a quick judgment.
All right, give it a rating. We'll go a letter rating: A+, B-, C-, D-. Where does it sit with you, Adam? I'm guessing not the highest.
Go B- with it.
B-, mate. You have been negging on this.
You've been absolutely shitting on it this episode. B- is fair.
My only opinion is the negative things. There's only 8 really bad things.
Okay,
Star Wars. So
what are the positives for you in this episode, then, Adam? I'm keen to hear what you actually like.
I'm furious about the Gamorrean guards. I can't go past that.
Okay, yeah.
They lost a bit of weight. We're in a weight-conscious world. They got a bit of Weight Watchers.
It's the colour, man. Adam cares about the colour.
Yeah.
It's not the colour, it's the weight as well.
Yeah, it was weird that
they're not green enough. They're not green enough. They're too well built. They should be fat.
Yeah, they should have. They definitely should
have.
Maybe
I'm
had fat suit on.
nitpicking. It was okay and it'd be enjoyable. And it's a great direction. It would be fantastic. But yeah, it's episode 1.
Episode 1.
But if you do that much fan service and get everything a little bit wrong, it worries me. That's what I liked about the Mandalorian. That it wasn't purely about fan service. It did seem to be a separate story that was really cool.
Alrighty, so B- for you, Adam. Callan, what about you?
I went B. B.
Oof.
Mainly due to a couple of the starting scenes that put it up there with the Star Wars vibes for me that made it pretty cool. So
okay, Dill, I'm thinking higher end of the spectrum for you, you little Disney lover.
Look, I can't say it's 10 out of 10, so I wouldn't give it an A+ or an S for top tier. I'll give it a B+. I'll temper my expectation, and there are things that I wish they didn't do, like the monster and that moisture farm bit really confused me. But besides that, I really enjoyed all other aspects. So
yeah, a B for me as well.
I think Goro was a kind of deciding factor why they used the Mortal Kombat kind of villain in the piece.
Yeah. Had the inspiration there, but
it was. I mean, look, there are ways to gain respect of the tribe, and if that's how he has to do it, great. Like, I'm excited for what's to come because, look, it would have been better if I think the episode could have been 15 minutes longer. They could have cut some of the backstories out and fleshed out, and then not a cliffhanger, but have something huge for the next episode. Like, I really feel the next episode will be longer, deeper, and we've only got 7 episodes, 6 left, so they don't have time to play with a lot of filler. And I feel like this wasn't filler, but it was like you said, plugging the gaps, getting everything ready, laying the groundwork for the normies who don't know who Boba Fett is or only watch The Mandalorian. So, the scene is set. Adam, don't give in.
I'd be very interested after the season. Adam, I want to speak to you again. See where we are at the end.
It won't be about the Tusken Raiders.
It won't be about the Tusken Raiders. Let's hope not.
I think It's.
I'm positive. It's just I just pick up on there. Kind of the little things.
I can appreciate you, Adam. Where these the things you're bringing up are definitely not something I'm of the age.
No, you're not even aware of them.
No, correct. Well, I didn't grow up in the era that you guys have. I'm 20, almost 25 years younger than you blokes. So
that toy is about 15 years older than you are.
No doubt. So,
but it's not for us. I said this before. It's not for us anymore. It's for the kids. And it's a new story, and they're making it still adult and contemporary and really cool. And I appreciate that. Mandalorian caned it, wicked, man.
Yeah,
but I just don't think the kids care about the Tusken Raiders, and it just, is it slowly going to become the Avengers?
No,
that's my only fear. This shit.
I don't think so.
I see where Adam's coming from there, and that's probably something I'd be worried about as well. But I think they surely, and this might be putting too much faith, but surely they have some direction. There has to be a different archetype rather than this whole, break people down, build everyone back up to this one big, hypothetically, let's say Thrawn. But anyway,
we're building towards that. So, no, it's been fun, guys. Episode 1, set up the scene. We got still got 6 more weeks to go, and I have a feeling the next episode is going to be really good. They could have. I also think like there was a lot of trailery moments. They sort of played on that, get it out of the way, and now they're going to really cut deep into the story. So
it was shot really well. Cinematography, like bang on, like proper, just like The Mandalorian, like big, lovely wide shots. Great, not too CGI, except for the droid with the flowers, but but like it was pretty cool. Yeah, like. There's a lot of money in it. Stylistically, it's fantastic. A little bit dark at times, but yeah. That little bit of jumping up and down to the parkour thing, that seemed like a kind of cheapish. Kind of oversaturated or something, but
that was
kind of a bit amateur hour for me. It was a bit like a crap Matrix. It didn't have that mood to it,
Adam, if you're a Matrix fan, don't go watch a new film, mate. I'll tell you now.
I meant to go tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, sorry to go off tangent, guys, but it doesn't add or take away anything from the series. It's more like, yep, that's there.
I won't go then. I won't go. I can't be asked anyway. Everyone's got COVID.
Yeah, Adam, they should have left it at the 3, and that was it. So
I saw a good meme, and it said I'm not going to give any spoilers. I haven't seen it either, but it said if you're looking for a new Matrix film that has a lot of little coffees in it, and it had like 4 scenes where they're drinking little lattes, then this is the movie for you. If not, don't go see it. So
don't get your hopes up, Adam. That's all I can say, mate.
No, I won't go. You've done it now.
You've ruined it for him. Adam, why don't you tell us, the good people, where we can find you and.
Well, I still haven't done the Chris Connoisseur. I've got a new channel called the Subway Saga, which is me
eating Subway
Over
sandwiches.
lockdown, I did over 50 deliveries with Subway, so I've rated every one, and every single one of them was wrong. So about 5, 6 in, I thought, let's capture this interesting content, and it keeps continuing. So I'm going to do them in blocks.
Yeah,
and it will be it'll be on Adfot One on YouTube, and it'll be the Subway Saga. And Chris Connoisseur is happening very soon. I've shot the first episode, so
that's exciting, mate. We'll make sure you
the
share
Subway
it
Saga
with
is
us.
particularly good because they constantly get it wrong. I'm now ordering it, and I don't even like it. The other day, I was disappointed. They got it right.
Yeah.
That's a waste of $30, and it was perfect.
Dear.
So hopefully they'll continue to be appalling.
So
Adam, I
Subway
hope
Saga's
that
the next Supersize Me.
I hope that in 7-8 weeks' time we can come back and have another chat around what we've seen.
Yeah.
Forward to it,
I'm
mate.
positive. I don't want it to have a negative vibe. Did I sound negative?
Maybe a little bit. But it's the thing. I'm not overly positive about this episode. I thought it was good, but not great. I want to be mind blown, and it's coming. I'm hoping.
When was the last time you were mind blown by a Star Wars?
Fucking when Luke Skywalker came back.
Yeah.
I was mind blown 2 weeks ago when Mark Hamill retweeted me talking about that moment. He fucking retweeted my phone.
Oh, that's pinned on your Twitter, isn't it? Is that the one?
No, that's the one he liked. But then, like, on the year anniversary, this is the confirmation that Mark Hamill loves this podcast. I wrote something like, it's 1 year to the day since the great man came back. Fuck, what a moment. And then, he liked it, and I was like, yay! And then a few hours later, he's like, happy 1 year anniversary. And also thanks to Max Gordon-Lloyd or whatever, who played my handsome stunt double. What a great moment. And my tweet was attached to it. And fuck, the phone just went, I just put it on silent for 2. I'm still getting notifications. So that was my fairy dust moment. And my brother's like,
we're Mark Hamill's favourite podcast now.
We are. People are going to think Mark Hamill loves your podcast. I'm like, what do you mean people are going to think he does?
He's one of those dudes. If you message him, he'll probably go, yeah, it is, whatever, and just do it. Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Reach out.
He just absolutely does not read my DMs. So I'll be wasting my time. But, let me know when you get a retweet, Adam.
That's his PA going. It's the Australian guys again.
All right, that's enough negativity. I think we're done here. Thanks for coming, mate. It's good to catch up and hear your voice. Guys. And look, may the force be with you all.
May the force be with all of
us. Nice chatting, Adam. See you, mate.
See you, mate.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We really appreciate you listening. We will be back next week to review the next episode of the Book of Boba Fett, and joining us, I'm very excited to say, will be Star Wars Spelt Out Josh Chapman. We will look to deep dive into all things from the episode as we did this week. Please leave us a review if you like what you hear, and we look forward to catching up with you all soon.